first two things that I want to write down about 68 is algebraic addition.
Oh, algebra.
On lesson 64, there are two important rules that you needed to know about adding algebraic equations. Does anybody know those rules? I didn't teach it because we were out on snow day. Let me go back to 64 and everybody look at that chart. It's on page, somebody finds it, let me know. It's on page 439, okay? And I'm just going to state the rules like this. Number one is if you have the same sign, whether both the signs are positive or both the signs are negative, you're going to add and you're going to keep the sign. So whatever sign it is, keep that sign. For example, -6 plus -7. Okay, do I have same signs? Gracie?
Same signs, so like the negative?
Yes.
Yes.
Signs meaning positive or negative, okay? So do I have the same signs here?
Yes.
So what am I supposed to do?
Then add them.
Okay, what is 6 plus 7?
6 plus 7 is 13.
Very good. And then what am I supposed to do? Keep that sign, negative. Does everybody understand? Okay, if these were positive and positive, what would I do?
Positive 13.
Same signs, I would add 7 plus 6, 13. Keep that sign, positive, and you don't actually have to put a positive, okay? You can just leave it blank. That actually means positive, okay, if you don't even have a sign on it, okay? Does everybody understand that rule? Number two, if you have different signs, what are you going to do? You're going to subtract, okay? You may not have learned this by these rules, but this is something I'm wanting you to go by from now on, okay? So if we have different signs, we're going to subtract, and then we're going to take the sign of the biggest number. All right, for example, let you go in and write that down. So the first rule applies to if you have the same sign. The second rule applies if you have different signs. Okay, so let's do 6 and 7 again. Let's do -6 plus a +7. I have different signs, right? Okay, so what am I supposed to do if I have different signs? What is 6 from 7? Just 1. We're just subtracting. What is 6 from 7? 1. And then I'm going to take the sign of the biggest number. Which one's my biggest number? 7 is. And what's its sign? Positive. So guess what the answer is? +1. Okay? It may take you a while to know these rules by heart. Okay? I actually know them now. It probably took me 2 years, okay, of doing this over and over and over. But you will eventually remember. Okay, let's try another one.
I think I understand.
-8 plus a +6. Okay? Same signs or different signs? Yes.
Different signs.
They're different signs, so what am I going to do?
It would be a -2.
Okay, if I have different signs, what am I going to do?
Go the sign of the biggest.
I'm going to
Subtract.
6 from 8 is 2. And then I'm going to do what? Take the sign of the biggest number. Which one's my biggest number? 8. What's the sign? Negative. The answer is -2. Okay, so knowing these two rules, okay, what we're going to do with algebraic addition, okay, what word do you see in here that has to do with math?
Algebra.
Algebra, okay. And what is the last word?
Addition.
Guess what? Whenever you are doing signed numbers, you have to change all minuses to addition. Okay, so we're going to learn how to do that today. So any kind of equation that you're working with, we're going to make it algebraic addition, not algebraic subtraction, because there's not algebraic subtraction. Kind of like you can't divide by fractions, okay, you can't subtract algebraically, okay, originally. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so now going back to 68, now that we've reviewed those rules, okay, this time I'm going to say, do I need to leave these rules up here? Are y'all good? Everybody write them down. Everybody write them down. Okay, now, really pay attention. Okay. -3 minus a -2. Now, anytime you see a parentheses around this, why do you think the book is putting a parentheses around that -2?
So you don't get the minus and
So that you don't get them confused, okay? It doesn't mean anything different. It's still the exact same number. Okay, now, whenever we're doing 1/2 divided by 3/4, what happens?
you have to switch the 3 and the 4 and add it.
Okay, what would I do to this? I would change it to the opposite of division, which is multiplication, and then what would I do here?
Make that the opposite.
I would make it the opposite, okay? Kind of the same rules, so stay with me. Where you see a minus, we're going to change to its opposite. It's going to become a plus, okay? Because why? Because algebraic is going to only be addition, so all minuses we have to change. So if you want to write that down, always change minuses to plus. Always. Okay? But when you do that, you're going to change the sign of the number to the right. Just like we change this fraction on the right, we're going to change the sign. So I'm going to write down number 2 is when you do this, when you change your minus to a plus, you're going to, when you change it, then change the sign on the number to the right. Okay, so did everybody see what I did? Here we go. I see I have a minus, and what am I supposed to do? Change my minuses to a plus. And when I do that, then I'm going to change the sign on the number to the right. And right now this sign is a negative. So what am I going to change it to? Positive. Okay. Now it becomes one of those problems we were just working with. Okay. I have a -3 and a +2. Do I have different signs or same signs? Different. Okay. Go back to your rules. On different rules, what am I going to do? Or on different signs, what am I going to do? What?
Oh.
Different signs?
You subtract.
You subtract, okay? 2 from 3 is what? 1.
And then
Okay?
you take the sign from the highest
Take the sign of the highest number. My highest number is a 3. I'm going to take this sign. The answer is that. Okay. This is all new learning, so this may be a little bit hard to get used to. Okay?
But if it was -3 minus -2 would be -5.
No.
-3 minus +2.
Yeah, because the minus, remember you can't minus in algebraic addition. So even though there was a minus, we fixed it. Okay? Let's try another one. Let's do, I know this is hard for your brain to grab around, okay? But just stay with me. Let's do another one, okay? This one says this, -3 minus +2. And they went on and put both of them in parentheses. Okay?
Can I please come up and do that one?
Now, I'm going to do them on the board for a while. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Okay. So, knowing what we know, can I have a subtraction sign in here? No. What do I have to do?
Switch both of the ones.
Always change your minuses to plus. And when you do that, the number to its right, when you change it, then change the sign of the number to its right. The sign on the number is positive right now, so I'm going to change it to negative. Now this becomes my new problem. Once I've changed my addition, or by subtraction to addition and then change the sign, this is my new problem. Okay, are my signs the same or different? They're same. And when they're the same, what do? You add. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then when you add, you take the sign that is there, negative. Got it? Kind of easy, but yet kind of hard because you still have to remember everything. Does everybody feel good? All right, let's do another one. I want y'all to do this one on your paper by yourself. Okay, and this one's B on your lesson practice. -3, and it's in parentheses, minus a -2. Okay, do that one on your own, on your paper. And then we'll do it together.
So this is B in your lesson practice?
This is B on lesson practice.
Okay, I don't have any. I just want to.
I don't even know.
I know where to put it.
I don't know. F. Feel like you got it?
I think so.
Think so, hopefully. Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Did this one as a group, you know?
Yes. -1. Yes, Lane? -1. Good job. Okay. So I would have gone, okay, this is my minus. I need to change it to a plus. Then I need to change the sign to that one. Now I have different signs, so that means I subtract 3 from 2, or 2 from 3 is 1, and then I take the sign of the biggest number, negative. Very good. Okay. Now, before you get confident and go, oh, I know how to do all these, we're going to do a hard one. Okay? Okay.
Wait, what's the first line?
Yeah, why is there a line in front of the
That is a negative. Okay.
What, 2 negatives?
So, watch what we're going to do. If you get a problem like this, okay, what is a number that means nothing? 0. Watch what happens. Doing that changes it to being able to do it now. Okay? So now, I want you to look at these, and every line you see or subtraction you see, if it helps you to break it up like that, between each number, do that. It's okay. Break it up. Yeah. I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Once I have kind of zoned out where my subtractions are, okay, what am I going to do? I am going to change my minus to a plus. So here's my minus. I'm going to change it to a plus. And when I do that, what happens to this -2? Gracie?
Plus.
It changes to a, not plus, positive. Okay, is that my only minus?
No.
No, there's another one. Okay? So what do? Always change minuses to plus. I'm going to change it to plus. Okay, this one doesn't have a sign, so what do we assume it is right now?
Positive.
It's a positive. Okay? But if I change this minus to a plus, what is this 5 going to become?
Negative.
It's going to become a -5. And this last one.
Positive.
I have a minus. I'm going to change it to a plus, and the sign +6 becomes -6. Now,
-9.
when you do this problem, you're going to go from left to right, just like you were doing PEMDAS. Okay? You only want to take 2 numbers and follow the rules. Okay? So right now, 0 plus +2 is 2, or +2. If that helps you to keep the +2, go on and do that. It's okay. If you don't care, then just leave it as 2. Okay, now I'm going to bring down my next part. I have +2, which is I did this part right here. I'm done with this, and I've got a 2. Then I'm going to bring down the next one, plus a -5. If you want to go on and bring everything down, it's okay. Go on and bring it down. But you can only do 2 numbers at a time. Okay? So I finished this answer, which was 2, and we brought everything else down. Now, let's do this problem. Do I have same signs or different? Lane?
Different.
Different. I have a positive and I have a negative. What am I going to do when they're different?
Take the
Subtract. 2 from 5 is 3. And after I subtract, I do what? Take the sign of the biggest number. My biggest number is a 5, so I'm going to put a negative. Okay? So now I answered this one, and then I'm going to bring everything else down. Okay? This is my new problem and actually the final step. Okay? On this one, do I have same signs or different? Same. And when you have same signs, what do?
You keep it
You add, and 6 plus 3 is 9, and then you keep the sign that you have, which is negative. So the answer to that one would be negative 9. And we got it right. Okay? That one's kind of tough, isn't it? Okay? But make sure you're going by these rules and the rules I gave you in the very beginning. And if you do that over and over and over and over, eventually it'll start to click and you won't have any problem at all. You won't have to go back to the rules. Okay? That's lesson 68.